Episode number 1, Nothing But Lip, 2025, baby.
Yeah.
I think it's the year of nothing but lip.
Happy New
This
Year.
is the first. Happy New Year, Brando. This is the first episode. Warren is smiling. He's excited. Aaron's excited.
I'm excited. Always excited.
Well, I'm going to go right to left on my screen. Warren Swanberg, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Our first
What's going
guest.
on, guys? Warren Swanberg. So looking forward to doing this. It's exciting. Never done a podcast, and I couldn't think of 3 better people to do it with. So hopefully we can stay sober through the whole episode.
Bromance already. Love it.
Golfer-wise, all over the place. I would say out of the 4 of us, the
All over
most
the place.
inconsistent. 126 one day, 83 the next day. It's beautiful. So picked up golf, I don't know, 10 years ago now. Trying to figure it out.
First word of the pod. There we go.
I
was going to give him most gentlemen, but no,
You
I
said
guess
to
I
be
can't.
organic. Now we got the R-rated podcast because of a curse word or what?
You're allowed 3,
no.
I think.
This is costing me a lot of money.
That's the
Every
one
swear
thing we're
word.
excited about.
He bought the mulligans.
The mulligans, the
He bought the
string,
mulligans.
all of it. I need every advantage I can get to keep up with you fools, except for maybe Brandon. Brandon and I are on the same wavelength, so he just shoots the same score every single time. But
Hey, don't
love
steal my
it.
thunder.
All right. All right, Warren, what I'm hearing, I think 83 to 126. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Aaron, let's hear
Yes.
about your game.
Oh, boy. So listen, 25 is going to be a big year for me. I got a baby coming, right? So, I mean, I'll get that out there.
Wow.
And,
Haley's
never
never
gonna
going to
love
listen
it.
to this. You're okay.
No.
You'll have to mention
the
it.
handicap's
No.
going up soon.
exactly, I'm going to start padding early, right? Listen, I consider myself a range rat, and that's going to change this year for me, right? So it's going to be interesting to try to see how the handicap maneuvers when you can't practice, right? I think that's something we should talk about later on in our episode. Is how do you find maybe better tactics, better training skills? I don't know, but I'm guessing the only one here in Alabama. So, you guys are all up north. So I do have an advantage being can play all year, right? So maybe there's some advantage there.
Should be.
I don't think I get as upset as Ellis does. I haven't broke any clubs this year or last year, or the previous year, but that's to be
We're
said.
watching all 365 days this year.
Let's see. I like martini tea balls, right? What else do I like?
Do you use little
Tim,
martini
fan?
teas too? They got the little cup at
No,
the top.
I can't do that. No, I can't do it. I can't.
What are martini tea balls? What are you talking about? What?
You can get like tailor-made balls and put like logos and stuff on it. Right? So I like the martini glass ones. The purple ones.
Gotcha.
See, I'm more of the
transfusions,
free balls that I find when I'm out searching the woods for
Yeah,
my
Or
drive.
Mac fly.
Max flies. Yeah.
Dirt covered,
Uh,
maybe some cart path scuffs on them,
Yeah,
helps them keep them
yeah.
straight.
So yeah, I think I kind of like recap for me. I would say I shoot anywhere from. I've had some good scores. I mean, I've had some low rounds last year. Well, I think what do we have? Else maybe a 63 or something in there a couple times. On a paid
What's your
event.
current handicap?
I would say it's like an even. I think I'm scratch. Finishing
Okay.
last season was scratch. I had it down to, maybe -4 at one time, but, really, listen, like, it just boils down to practice. It boils down to playing a lot. It boils down to, and it depends on how many drinks you have, right? So, but yeah, so it'd be interesting year for me. So, what do you think? We should
Okay.
go to Brandon?
So I was going to say, we got a scratch golfer on our hands. All
Yeah.
right, Brandon, let's hear about you.
Scratch golfer. That's not how you describe myself. If it's just talking about golf, we're definitely here for the beers. But as Warren said, I am one more consistent. I'm very consistently 94. It could be the hardest course in the world or the easiest course in the world. It's still 94. I don't know why everybody gets all upset and worries about
Plays
how hard a
Kiowa,
course is
shoots
going to play.
94, plays the backyard course. It's 5,700 yards and shoots at 94.
94.
Yeah, doesn't matter. It really doesn't
You're the
matter.
only golfer that slope and course condition do not matter to, right? You're immune to slope condition.
Yeah.
As long as there's
I don't
no
know
trees
why
on the
they make a big
left,
deal
he's
about it.
fine.
Who needs that slope rating?
Yeah. I don't look up courses or anything before we play. I just go out there, point and shoot. So
Yeah.
usually shoot right, but I mean I'm shooting. So no, I am unlike the range rat Aaron and the usually habitual practice guy Ellis. I am not that guy. I am the guy that you are bringing along because I have the availability and I'm I'm always wanting to go and lose about a dozen balls. So don't play.
Oh, I don't know. I think you're a fierce competitor, and you talk a
it's-
lot of shit.
I talk
So
It's
a
a
lot
I
of
birdie
think
shit.
around.
Golf is a
I think-
mental game. It's a mental game, not a
That's right.
physical.
You would
And,
give Phil Mickelson a run for his money on the
Oh, yeah.
mental
he can
game.
eat somebody alive. I mean, coincidentally, every time Ellis has broken a club, I have played with him. Not
I
as his
wonder
opponent,
why.
as
It's
his,
like his
as his
kryptonite.
partner. As his partner.
As his partner.
True.
I think that's part of it. I don't know if your support system as a partner is very strong
I-
over
He always wants me to support him, and I don't understand why, because he could be with any other partner in the world, and they don't support him, but he's not a big
You need
deal.
to
So,
cup his butt and say good job after every swing. Even if you miss that 4-foot putt. Just
The old
there's-
attaboy.
and there's a lot of those. So, but my year of golf will be a little different. Last year was a lot of outing type golf. This year, hopefully, I've settled into a new job and I'll be able to get out and play a little bit more normal rounds, hopefully. So we'll see. Looking
yeah.
forward to warmer weather. I have the advantage of Alabama here. So
All
It's been
right.
pretty mild so far, isn't it?
well, we're about polar vortex away from like negative sub-zero temperatures
True.
next week. So, or this
I think
weekend,
it's
I think
10
maybe this
degrees
weekend.
next week.
Yeah.
My friends in Missouri are getting 20 inches of snow. It's going to be fun in the Midwest. And poor Aaron's going to be dealing with maybe some 30-degree weather, which
Yeah.
is just, I'm sure, a travesty.
Well, they're calling for a foot of snow. So
Really?
Well,
the whole state will shut down.
Where did Warren go?
He's like, all right, we'll restart it. I'm gonna get out of here.
Here.
Get your
He's like,
popcorn.
this is all I thought.
Ellis
You
is
said
going to be hammered.
Yeah, he's gonna need another drink.
Just say he's went through that
Yeah.
whole, like,
What are you
whiskey
walking
already.
away for, War Dog? Get the cooler next
I
to
said,
you.
hold on, I got to get a beer.
yeah, that's right. He's got a little.
Get the popcorn.
All right. Thanks, boys. So I'm your host, EVG here, probably the most emotional golfer. If you want to,
Probably. There's no probably.
okay,
You wear your golf on your sleeve, Ellis. It's really cute. Don't worry about it.
wear
High
my golf on
highs,
my
low
sleeve.
lows. That's the way it goes. Not as many lows this year. All of your clubs survived intact. For
Oh
12
my word!
months.
Yeah, and if
I
I
anything,
think
think
he
he's
had it
playing
better
all
too.
Aaron's clubs. Because, I mean, he doesn't buy his own anymore. Aaron just gives them to him.
good point. Good
Put
point.
that
And
on.
we'll talk
Make
about
sure that's
this.
recorded.
Well, in episode 4, I think Lakey and I are going to talk about the QI35.
Oh, yeah.
perhaps.
Or free club.
Episode 2,
Is that
episode
a
3.
book or what?
No, we'll tell you about it later, Warren.
Is that a
Anyway,
book?
if anybody wants any free clubs, go to Aldine Golf Club. I got a whole set in the pond. Well, let's
Just gotta
talk
be
about
reshafted.
2025. We got 3 guests here. Why the hell are you guys here? I mean, this is a
Yeah.
good question. Lakia, what the hell are you doing here?
Oh, I'm like, who's he talking to?
What am I doing here? No, listen, guys. I being from not from around with you guys anymore. I think it's a great way to connect. And number 2, I think I don't know. I have a pretty. I believe I have a pretty good IQ, golf IQ, anyways. Maybe not IQ, but golf IQ. And I want to share with you guys and talk to you guys about it and see what you think. Maybe I'm full of shit, maybe not. And I want to see what the listeners say. Listen, what's a better time to enjoy a couple nights a week or month, right, with your favorite homeboys and make fun of each other. So let the bromance begin, right? I
That's
love it.
right. Let the bromance begin. The homeboys. All right, Warren. What do you
Boy,
think?
who
You're
said
smirking
that?
over there.
Good
What are you
question.
doing there?
God.
Homeboys.
An old millennial, maybe? I don't know.
You know he's from Durand, you know. What do I want to get out of this? I just love talking crap. That's what I really want to do. And now I get an hour every week where I get to make fun of, 3 or 4 good friends and talk golf. We only get to play golf in Illinois 5 months out of the year, 6 months out of the year in good conditions. So get to talk about it, enjoy it after the fact. I mean, hell yeah, enjoy a beer, talk with my friends. I'm all good. Now I just got to get a Twitter handle so that way everybody can correspond with me after the fact.
X.
Oh, X.
We're gonna
that's
get
right.
sued.
Forgot it
Ellis
changed.
can point to his too. That's his X.
Well, this podcast is already done. There you go. Can't be
Don't
Twitter
worry, I'm
anymore.
gonna have to
Well,
edit
aren't
that
we here
down.
for
Yeah.
sponsorships? Don't we
Oh, yeah.
want to be social
Yeah.
media
Well-
influencers?
Twitter's literally dead, so we can't get them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Too bad.
Oh.
All right,
So
Brando,
Twitter
you're
and
up next.
TikTok.
Who the
Got to
I
get
would,
you
I would love to see Warren going to twitter.com. It doesn't exist. He goes, I don't know how did I get out of it. Can figure it out.
How do I tweet things?
Instead.
Tweet.
I just said I want to be a social media influencer. I want to be sponsored by Callaway. No, I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe I'll settle for Titleist.
You could do it.
Yeah, I mean,
As long as they want somebody that shoots 94.
stuff. Here's the thing: they need all sorts of golfers using their stuff, and mostly bad golfers out there anyway. So they should be making clubs for me anyways.
Great point.
So yeah. No, I am here to have a little fun, chat, kind of learn more about the game of golf through the eyes of my buddies, and get away from real life. Yeah.
All right.
If only for a
Okay.
half hour at a
I
time.
got a little incident there at the end.
Yeah, I was
it.
gonna say.
The
I was
wife's
like, I don't know what
upstairs.
you're
She
gonna
can't hear it, so
Yeah.
he's good.
Listen, guys.
I can be myself now. Okay, sorry.
Lakia can edit this perfectly, so you don't even have to worry about it. He's
Yeah.
gonna just filter this. It's gonna be perfect. All right, so that's perfect. Thank you for the introductions. I don't know if I want to play golf with any of you, but Lakia is a scratch golfer. Warren, I don't know what he's doing. Brando,
Warren's a scratch golfer when money's involved. No money's involved.
totally
He's the
agree.
worst golfer in the world.
that's true.
And I get to set the rules. It's
just
got to
doesn't
be
make any
money, and I
sense, so.
set the rules.
Yeah.
Then it's great.
Yeah. Somehow he shoots low.
Isn't it true?
It's true.
Kind of
Yeah.
funny now if you think
I'm
about
gonna,
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit the episode list because Warren's a sandbagger, and
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that. And
I'm gonna edit this out, but you're staying there.
I'll do a full episode dedicated how to win money, even though you're
How to be a
worse than all of your
sandbagger.
friends.
Yeah.
How to be
Where
a
there's a will, there's a
sandbagger,
way, brother.
episode 6. All right, that's awesome. All right, Brando,
Yeah.
what are you looking forward to this year, buddy?
This year, hopefully a lot more rounds of golf. I did not get a lot of rounds that I played just normal golf. So a lot of scrambles, a lot of play day type stuff, and it wasn't. I mean, they're fun. Don't get me wrong, but they're not the most enjoyable when you can't see where your game is and what you're doing and enjoy every shot, even if there's 90, 100 of them. Like I'd like to
Yeah.
enjoy, seeing what you're capable of. Hopefully we'll get a golf trip or two away for a weekend or something, long weekends for us. And I'm looking forward to seeing where that takes us. So,
Wow, so you played a lot of scrambles.
yeah. Well, I'm a banker, so bankers get to play in a lot of
Oh.
outings. So that we sponsor, So
Oh, yeah, nice.
It's the best
I'm
scramble
asking for
round this year.
sponsorship for my ex over here, but I guess I'll be the one sponsoring everybody else.
Well,
I gotta be honest. I think scrambles actually hurt my game, honestly.
Oh,
You know,
then
so I feel-
you don't play the same way. You don't. I mean,
No
you
way.
don't even. Your mentality is completely different. Because even if you're the first guy to go, like you'd be a great guy to have a scramble with. But honestly, you're going to do things that are out of your game and out of your character, and you're not going to enjoy it as much because
And learn bad habits too.
Your
especially
bad
on the
habits, for
tee
sure.
when you
Totally,
start
totally.
swinging as hard as you can.
Yeah. I always felt like I played poorly after a scramble, right? Like, the scramble went one way or other, it doesn't matter. But then after you get out of the scramble mode, right, next couple rounds, you're just like, what am I doing?
And it
Why
all
am I
depends
trying
on
to hit this
what type of
110%?
people you're playing with. A lot of the scrambles I play with, the people, that might be their only time golfing all year. And you're like, well, it's fine. It's fun to hang out with your friends or who are your coworkers, something like that. But it drains on you. Honestly, it's longer that way. But if you get 3 guys in a scramble and that all take it semi-serious, that's a whole different story, because now you're like, okay, let's play this smart. Let's go low. Let's have
I think about that.
a
I agree
different
with
mentality.
that.
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
if like
I mean,
the 4 of us did one, probably a lot different than some random person, but
because you're right. Because I think they plays down to the same whole attitude, right? You play to your competition, right? If you have people in your group that they're golfers, they enjoy the sport, right? You guys are going to talk about putts, look at putts, read putts, right? Strategize, whatever, and then you just go out there and just goof around.
How low
right?
do you think we
And
could
sometimes
go?
you can
the
learn
4 of
like a
us?
different shot too. Like you start playing
Totally
with somebody
agreed.
that
Yeah.
you never played with, and they do something with a flat 9-iron around the green. You're like, crap, how do you do that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
well, you got to wait on every tee, so it's a great time to sit there and practice and jack
That's
around a little
true.
bit. Maybe sometimes learn something new.
I bet
Practice
you we
as
can
long
go
as you
19 else.
drink
No
19.
way.
No way.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No way.
I mean,
I'd like to agree with you, but
if you're
no
on
way.
the green
Prairie
within
View,
10 feet every time, 100%. If you're on the green shooting for birdie or an eagle every time, that's all. If you're putting, that's all.
I agree. I think
Very short
I
course.
think again, like, I mean, you didn't mention like what course we're playing, right? But typically scrambles are from the whites. Okay. So again, and this is where all the bad habits come from, right? You like, let's say that you guys all went, or like we had somebody like Warren, or like, well, maybe Ellis, you were the long driver at the end of the season, right? Maybe it's you got one person like going for it, right? Now you got equal chances on the short par 4s, right?
It all comes down to that putting. If you got 4 guys who can read putts and follow the same read, you can go low.
yeah, that's right.
I mean, the
I even
lowest
think
I've ever
It's
seen.
straight. Just
I mean, you
have
got to
to
go.
be able to hit it
You got to
straight
be like
with good speed.
18. Usually, like an 18 is fantastic. I've never seen
I
anybody.
I would
20.
bump it even to 15 footers. I think if you have 4 putters, like if you have one person that can at least give you a solid line every time, the right pace, I really think that the 3 of us could make a putt at 15-foot range. I wouldn't say.
So when I go first and I slice the putt and pull it, that's not going to be
doesn't help,
helpful
right?
for you guys the
Yeah,
rest
I
of the
don't. But Brandon's right.
Every
Like,
time.
the times that you watch people go low, right? It's proximity to the pin, right? It's really not so
all it
much
is.
like, it's not that someone's hitting 325 down the middle and you're like 50 yards out. It's how close you are off that 50-yard shot.
Yeah,
right?
but
Like,
that's
really what
still
it comes down to.
part of it, right? If you're 150 out on every hole, you're 50 yards out. Your proximity is going to be a little closer at 50 yards out for the most
I don't know.
part.
But here's my objection to that. How often are you guys hitting 50-yard shots off the fairway?
That's
Oh,
probably
and
in
you
fact,
see
I
me tee
hate
off
50.
every hole. Like, it's
No, you're
crazy.
not. You're not hitting 50 yards off there.
Yeah,
You're hitting 150. So it's like, to me, it's like you
I thought you
almost
said
put
you were
your
50
team.
yards off the fairway.
No,
My
like
bad.
50 yards
50
back from the
yards
green,
off
right in the fairway. Yeah,
See
you are
me
50
as
yards.
a tee-ball every once in a while.
So I don't know.
Ellen's just out there acting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Scotty
Yeah,
Cameron.
maybe that'll be an interesting thing. We all get together, we scramble, go low one day.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd
how
love
low
to.
we go.
yeah, it'd be cool.
On
And
one
you know
of
what
the
we should
easiest
do?
courses we could find that you
Love
would just
to.
like around here,
Yeah.
Swan Hill,
Yeah.
and we just see how low we can possibly go.
We should do a challenge too, where we play a hole 18 and we put the ball out at the 50 yard from the pin, and then we do the same challenge again, but at 150
100
yards. Or
Yeah.
100, whatever the number is, and
not
see
good.
if we can go lower on whichever two.
That'd be cool.
Because I can tell you right now that
forget the podcast. We're going to
Yeah.
YouTube.
between, I mean, you ask the pros, they don't like 80 yards. They don't really like 50 yards, right? They want full swings. And it's something to think about. Anyways, so
Tracked.
There's a tangent there for y'all. Yeah. Well,
Or,
aside from scrambles, that's what I'm looking forward to in 2025. What about you, Aaron?
oh man, I don't know. Let's see. So listen, it took me a long time to get rid of these. Well, Ellis remembers 30, 40-yard hooks. I took a lot of lessons. I was way over there, and so I feel like my misses really got better last year, and that's why I was so successful. But they kind of crept in at the end of the season a little bit, and I would really. I'm not going to try to chase saying, okay, I want to be a -2 handicap or something. That's just not really foreseeable in this year, right, with the baby and stuff. So I would like to learn to play a power fade on command. To just say, you know what, if I'm getting some kind of,
we call
I know,
we call them
yours is not a power fade.
powerful of a fade.
Okay.
But
It's
to
the
be able,
same
because here's the thing.
direction. It's the same
Fade
direction.
life,
Yeah, but I feel like I'm at a point in my game where there's going to be a time where I cannot play a draw into a green. And we just talked about this, right? If you want to be 10 yards out, you want to be in a scoring position, whatever, right now, if it doesn't handle a draw, or there's a bunker, or there's water on the left or whatever, I have to play safe on the right side of the green. And then I end up being 30, 40 feet. And I'm, don't get me wrong, I can make a putt or something and, get lucky. Or, it's a par, right? I just walk away and say, listen, guys, I it's not an attackable hole for me. I would like to be able to say I walk away this year and say, yeah, if I had to, or I feel comfortable at least hitting a fade into a green. That's what I'd like to be able to do. So
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what about you,
I
Warren?
like that.
Nice. Mine is not really golfing related specifically to my game.
I'd like the golf list this year. This is a hot
okay.
take.
It's similar to what Aaron's going through.
He
Yeah, right? We're talking
He
about
wants
golf.
to
We're
be
gonna be about golf.
wants to go
Uh,
double fist the
I'm gonna be able to take
Fireballs.
15 beers and finish the course standing
I
up.
did not know where you
Uh,
were going to go with the double fist thing. I'm like,
We can edit it.
We're gonna have to edit that part.
Oh shit.
But no, our dynamic has really changed. So similar to what Aaron said, he's got his kid expecting, and I got a 9, almost 10-month-old. Everything changed last year. Ellis and I used to play quite a bit, and he's in Chicago now, and so just kind of settle in. I'm teaching my wife how to golf. Obviously, I'm hoping to get out with her more often. Hopefully,
No.
my little daughter starts getting
Yeah, I
a little
think it's a good
interested. I don't think I could teach her at 17 months, but just kind of settle into the new thing and just hope I can maintain where I'm at. I'm never going to chase a score, because at the end of the day, to me, golf's to drink beer and have fun and hang out with my friends. So shooting 72 has never been part of my plan. So just looking forward to settling the new dynamic and just getting out and playing. That's really it.
I love it. And Warren, what's your average handicap?
I think I ended the year on a 12 because I shot 3 good scores in the year.
12
so
handy or 12 index?
12 or 13 index, one of the two. I can't
Wow.
remember. So I'm really easy
That
for
doesn't
you to
sound
take money
sandbagging
from.
to me. It is funny because
No.
every time I played Warren, he's like, I'm a 22.
Well, yeah, well, if we're playing for
And
money,
that-
then I am.
And a box.
And that's the crappy thing about indexes, right? You can shoot 100, then you shoot an 80. Well, it's using an 80 for you. So my index was way lower than
Oh,
what
that's true. Yeah.
it should be, But, at the end of the day, it's the best tool we got. So, I just got to inflate it as best I can.
Yeah. That's
I
nice.
love
I
it.
love it.
I love it.
What about
All
you,
right.
Ellis?
What's your question?
This year?
This year, what are you looking forward to most?
I mean, you got to have something.
Oh, I am so excited about this year. I think
Wow.
this is going to be EVG's best year.
Yeah. Oh, he's calling it right now. All right.
I think.
Should we
this,
make a challenge? Lowest
Hell yeah.
reduction on lowest reduction on the index or something. I was
Sure.
texting. Remember, I texted you, Warren, about some kind of game of sand saves or something, or some kind of competition. Yeah, we should call it out on here. See how we
That
track
was
it,
good, because the one I was thinking about was having more 1 putts than 3 putts.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was my
yeah.
goal for the year. That's probably a little better. I don't know if it's obtainable
Yeah.
for me.
Alex,
but
is it going to be your best year because you're lowering your handicap and just playing really good, or what's your best year mean? What does that mean?
less clubs broke than all years combined. I don't know.
No, I'm not. Listen. Rory breaks clubs, I break clubs. For every club that he breaks, I
okay.
breaks.
His bro
So it's
man.
like,
Fair enough.
Pro.
passion,
Guys, pro.
like, not a
Yeah.
problem. I think I would like to. I just want to figure out my driver. Honestly, like, it doesn't really matter how I shoot or whatever. I can't keep shaking it into the woods. Like, it's stupid. Doesn't
So you
matter
want
how
to get
good.
rid of your misses. That's what you want. You want
I
your
don't
driver
even-
to be like,
If you
It-
can learn that, then every pro will hire you because they all.
I don't even think it's
miss.
misses. It's just like, don't be a moron. Like, don't shank it
We-
into the woods. Like, I can't do that anymore.
I feel like
It's
we could have
dumb.
a whole podcast on what's changed
Oh.
in golf on distance to tee to green.
This is
Like,
it.
for
This
sure.
is why we're doing it. This is why
You
I
know?
started this. It's about my
It could be a
driver.
topic at
Oh.
some point.
No, I gotta edit that out. Yeah, but this is why I can't keep doing that. It doesn't matter how good my irons are, my putter is, my chipping. Shake it into the woods.
Okay, I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
I
No
get
more
it.
woods. No woods in 2025.
Number 2 at Timber Point. Or no, number 3 at Timber Point. That hole. Edit.
He's
That
done.
reeking hole. I swear to
I
God, I've
dropped
lost
the low
like
S bomb, not the F
1,000
bomb
golf
right at the
balls on
end.
that hole at Timber Point.
He's
Hole
just
number
so
3.
upset
Is that the
about
one I
Timber
used to
Point.
hit on the other fairway?
Yeah, because it's like a
Oh, yeah, that's
straight
right.
hole, par 5. Yeah.
And it's forever, and it's always into
It's
the wind.
forever. And then
This is-
if I hit the fairway, I'd be like, oh, sweet Jesus, like,
Yeah.
praise Jesus. And then the next hole or the next like shot, nope, out of bounds. Always.
That one's
Really
tricky
good.
too, right? Because it's
Yeah,
actually
because
like
it's
slightly
300
uphill.
yards. Yeah,
It's like uphill and it's always into the wind. Yeah, it's wild.
That sounds like hole 2 for ledges for me. I can never be better than a
Oh,
double bogey
yeah.
on that hole,
Oh,
ever. And it's a draw
Set.
hole. You think it would be my type of game?
Wait,
That's
2
true.
at ledges. Oh yeah,
That's that par 5
yeah,
that
with the
curls
creek
around.
on the left.
no,
Yeah.
it's a par 4.
No, it's par 5
Oh wait, no,
around,
it's a par 5. Yeah,
around
it's a
that
par 5.
creek.
Yeah,
It's a par
creek.
5.
Yeah,
It's nasty.
Yeah.
Hit it
All right.
too far forward.
That's a good goal.
Too far
that's a
back.
good goal.
All right. Happy New Year, boys. Warren, to end us out, New Year's resolution. What you got for us?
If it's handicap related, 13 now. If I can get it to 10, that would be amazing. I don't know if I want it because then I'm going to lose every gambling game that I play. But that would make me feel like it was a successful year. If you drop
I
3
love
off,
it.
that's pretty good. Now that
a
means
good year.
keeping a driver in play. We'll see about that. But other than that, play at least 3 new courses that are nice. That would be the other goal this year. If I can get those 2 done, life is good.
Okay. All right, Brando, what you got for us?
I'm not lowering my handicap. I'll tell you why. If it increases, I'll be happy because why go low? Why make it easier to win money off you blokes? No, I will say my New Year's resolution is probably to take golf less seriously when I'm playing bad.
Okay.
It's a good
I like
point.
it.
I've seen your
Fine.
scorecard. If you could do that, you'll probably knock off the index.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know,
Get those snowmen off the card.
I like those snowmen. I like the winter. Reminds me home.
I forgot my other goal was to not lose to Brandon at all this year. And I think I lost to you on simulator golf the other day. I didn't even make it one
Yeah,
round.
by like 10 strokes,
Well,
Wow.
yeah, but
maybe.
Andrew
I
had
don't
it
know.
right.
Well, and did we play each other head to head this past year? I don't think so.
not much.
It was all
Not
team
much.
games, so you know.
Well,
What
we
about yours,
will
Aaron?
this year.
I'm gonna keep stay at an even index really, and I think last year I told Ellis that I wasn't gonna have any rounds in the 80s, and I made it except one. I had all but one, and that was the one I lost to Ellis at the Judge, and it was painful. It was like the most painful, like one of the last rounds of the year, right? So I think I'd like to finish that goal out. I think I can make that happen. Work that fade into my game. And, listen, I'm with you guys, right? I want to do, 4 or 5 cool courses, right? Get the drone out, start doing some podcasts with you guys. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so that's really where I want to go.
Aaron,
Yeah.
I know you're going to be pissed about this because I know you well enough. What happened on shot number 2? I hit the fairway at the Judge. What did you do to
God.
me at shot number 2?
So listen. So it's down. You know, you basically go down like 100 yards, right? And
Yeah.
so we're all down there.
Hitting the
carpet
fairway
folding.
it is a premium, right?
Is a premium, right? And not only
I'm-
did we both hit the premium shot, we were like
Yeah.
maybe. Well, we didn't know what we were out, but we were in primo shape.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, let's just you stay over there. You give me a club. I'll tell you
Cart
what
path only
your
on
yard
hole
is.
number 1 at the
Right.
judge.
I did
like,
the
it's
old.
always cart
This
path
is like
only,
a
right?
Warren move right here. I'm like, hey, just bring my club. I'll tell you what it is. And of course, Ellis is several yards behind me, right? Because whatever. And so I shoot his, and it's like I told him like 150. And so then I proceed to walk. I don't know. We weren't even drunk at this time. I don't know. And I just walked
Nope,
maybe 8,
we
10,
weren't.
12 paces forward.
That's
I'm like,
the problem.
I'm like 82 yards. And I'm like, so I didn't even tell him what yardage I was. I'm like, hey, I need my like 56 or something, right? I'm like, give me like 60 yards, 60 wedge. So what did he do? He pulls, it was windy that day, right? He pulls, I don't know, what'd you pull, like an 8 or something? And he brings me, he's like, man, are you really going to hit that like 100 yards? And I wasn't really paying attention to him. And I'm like, I told you what to bring. He brought me the club, fine. So he proceeds to hit this club, and he hit the beautiful shot. I'm like, did you bring your right club? You smacked the shit out of it. It goes like 30 yards past the green. It hits the trees.
Yeah,
The other
in the water.
Our other teammates up there in the cart, he's ducking, and I'm like,
They're like,
dude, I'm like,
Jesus.
I'm like, killed it.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute, something's not right. Like the 150 is like back behind me, right? And I'm like, oh no. And so I had to have shot. I mean, I didn't mean to, but I had to have shot the tree or something behind it.
Oh, an
Hey, that's
honest
one way to
mistake.
win. That's
I've
one
given
way to
that
win.
honest mistake a few times.
I felt so bad too. And
you know
he
what?
wouldn't
And
talk to me for like 3 holes.
Oh my!
Well,
was
it's
so
a grudge
mad.
match. It's a grudge match.
It was.
And
It
it's
was a
like,
grudge match.
and I took a double on that hole because I told you, I said, I want your charity.
The worst
So I
part is
took
he
a
proceeded
double.
to beat me too. Like,
Yep.
it was like payback. So, anyways, it was a good round. It was fun. But we'll have to get to play the judge. I think we were all supposed to play that, and then that tornado or whatever happened, and then
Yeah.
we played
Yeah.
somewhere else. So we really got to come down and play the judge. So anyways,
Put it on the
Yeah.
calendar.
challenge.
I
Yeah.
think they would like Ross Bridgemore. I think. I mean, the judge
I
is
think-
fine.
well,
or
I think
whatever.
that's what we're gonna do.
We'll do Ross
That'd be
Bridge,
bold.
do the judge, and maybe
We'll
the
do
link.
Greystone. I still have that connection for Greystone,
Ooh,
and
yeah.
and we
Well,
have
that would
we have
be-
a connection for Stroll Creek now too. So we need to play all those.
Yeah.
Put it on the
bring
calendar.
us some practicing.
Yeah.
Well,
So
he's got to have his baby. Then we'll
When's the
get
baby due?
down there.
February
29th.
2nd.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh, it's on the
January
calendar.
29th. It'll be
Exactly.
like they're gonna induce her somewhere between the 29th and the 3rd.
Put it on the calendar.
Exciting.
Well, and, let's see. We got the Masters right coming up too in that same April time. So maybe we play something.
Scotty
off that.
Scheffler,
So,
3-peat.
yeah, if he doesn't have
Wait,
glass
did he
in
win
his
that?
hand.
Did he win last year?
No, there's
Scotty?
John Rahm in between it. So he
Oh,
won. Rahm won. He won.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
I think
so-
Scotty's going to win again this year. I don't think anybody beats Scotty.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see. Like, I do think that hand thing could bother him. Who knows?
Oh, the
Maybe.
Century World is that start today or tomorrow? Right?
Tomorrow,
yeah,
I think. Yeah.
tomorrow.
Mhm.
I'm excited
Kinda
to
crazy.
watch that.
Yeah. Central is
Little
always
golf.
fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, always fun to watch.
They always shoot like 37 under in 4 days.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
obnoxious. I won't have 37 birdies in the next 5 years, and they're going to have
I
it in
played
one
that
round.
course when I was in Hawaii.
That's
last time I
right.
was
Yeah,
there.
you did. Yeah.
It was fun.
Is
They
that
actually
whole-
build tee boxes for it. It's wild.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I played the tips, and I actually played quite well. And I was
Sure you
talking to
did.
the starter, and he's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm playing the tips today. It's like, well, the pros don't play the tips. I'm like, what do you mean they don't play the tips? He's like, they build a box like another 30 yards back.
Of course they do.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, seriously? He's like, yeah. He's like, here, you want to see? I'm like, yeah. It was like maybe 8 feet from the deck, like where everyone sits right off the patio. I'm like, come. But yeah, they build all new tee
Well, that
boxes and
course
shit
has
for it.
no protection other than wind. So if it's not windy, they just tear it
No.
apart. It could be
And
Yeah, that's
8,000 yards, and they're still going to tear it apart if there's
And
no
they
wind.
hit because the elevation and all that, right? It flies so far.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it is a
How
pretty
far
cool
does the
course,
golf
but
ball fly? Like in Hawaii?
like an extra 15. It depends where you're at. Like if you're in the altitude wise, yeah, it does like an extra 15
Like
yards.
15 yards. So, I mean, that's crazy because you're hitting your 9-iron that goes 150, and it's now going 165.
That's why
crazy.
they move him back so far. I mean, it's wild. It's crazy. He was actually giving me. I guess he was there when Tiger played it, and when he was an amateur or something. And he said that I was hitting a driver from the tee, the black tee, and he said Tiger hit like a driving iron from the tees behind me and rolled it all the way around. Like his first one's a big old bender.
Course.
It's crazy, man. It's wild.
Freaking course. That is awesome. The center of the face. It's amazing how far the ball goes. All right, 2025, here we go. Episode 1 in the books. We're missing Paul Fosler. You'll see him in the next couple episodes. Lakia Swanberg, brand to follow him on Twitter, formerly known as X, or vice versa.
X, formerly
We don't know. However, we love y'all. We'll see you next year.
Maybe.